Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you are all doing well. Some good news, some bad news, and these are the topics that we must speak about. The words of Damien Comolli, entry, exit, mercato, all of this in today's video. Ciao Juventini. Again, if you didn't yet, please put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're asking yourself, where is Beppe? That means that you didn't follow the latest days on the channel, and that's not good because we are in the hottest days of Mercato with the Campionato that already started with a beautiful 2-0 over Parma, and then on Sunday we play our first game away with the second shirt, this time against Genoa, going for the 3 points again because that's important. Otherwise, hey, we will run behind Cremonese that already has 6 on 6, but I know that that's not why you are here. I perfectly know. Ragazzi, if you're asking again, where is Beppe? I am in Canada, in Toronto. It was a really long trip this morning because I left home in Belgium, Italian time. It was like 5:20 this morning, super early in the morning, going to Amsterdam, changing plane to Toronto. It was a really long trip, I must say. I arrived here in Toronto, super happy. I didn't visit because I don't have time. Immediately a meeting to understand what we will do the 3 days because we start already today, meeting the academy. I'm super happy. There will be Lichtsteiner that is sleeping not here, but in the same hotel. So I will meet Lichtsteiner for the very first time live. I'm extremely happy. And pay attention because there could potentially be a beautiful surprise. So put the notification ring on. This is what I'm telling you. Put the notification ring on. I'm sure that you will be super happy if the things that are planned are happening. Anyway, ragazzi, the good news, and then we go towards the bad news. But the good news is that people, maybe they do not know, but the last time, and it was also the only time that I have been here in Canada, also in Toronto, it was in 1996. So we are speaking about nearly 30 years ago. Why am I saying that? Because the last time that I was here, Juventus won the Champions League. And that's the good news. Who knows? Maybe we will do it again. Well, you know what? I will tell you better that we do it again because we need a bit of money. We need a bit of money, ragazzi. Now you don't play only for the pride, you don't play only for the cup, you don't play only for the prestige or to actually be happy with your friends. I know that as a supporter you should not care about the money, about the finances. This is not our role. Our role is to celebrate when we score, to be pissed off when we concede a goal, to celebrate when we win trophies or victories, and to be pissed off when we lose. I know, but we are in 2025 and we are not part of the Premier League. We are part of Serie A that is in difficulty. Not only Juve, because look at all the other teams, the difficulty that they have to do a beautiful mercato, effective mercato, and that's really hard. Like guys. Champions League, yesterday we saw the draws, and in a way we can say that Juventus has been on paper. I will never say lucky because lucky is exaggerated. You never know. In Champions League is crazy. But let's say that we were not unlucky. Let's say it like that. If you're looking at the teams that we will play against, Borussia Dortmund, we play in our home, Real Madrid away, Benfica in our home, even if Benfica, we know it, 5 times we play against them in Champions League and 5 times we lost against them. Villarreal, that we play in their home, we play against Sporting in our home, Bodø/Glimt there in Norway. I'm really curious for tomorrow when we will know when who is playing and where. No, where we already know. We just don't know when and what time. And then Patos in our home and Monaco away. That is not even a really long trip, so it could have been much worse. Pay attention because we know it. Mikaudatse just has been here we go by Fabrizio Romano because he will play against Juventus. So we will see him playing against us in their stadium. Mikaudatse for 30 million euro, of course. My heart is broken. You know that it's a player that it's already a few years, if you're following the channel, a few years that I'm praying, begging, hoping that he could join you because I really see the qualities. Then you will tell me, Beppe didn't go to Barcelona, Manchester City, or to the big teams, Liverpool, Arsenal. He went to Villarreal. So maybe, Beppe, you were a bit wrong. He's not as good as you think or that you try to sell us. I tell you, the good player. After Metz, Ajax where he flopped, Lyon. Now he's going to Villarreal, ready for, I believe, in the 2 season, ready for the next step. But anyway, let's hope he will not score against you, but it's already written. He will score a goal. But that's not the most important thing, what I'm telling you. I predicted yesterday 15 points. Now I tell you that after the words of yesterday of Damien Comolli, probably it's better that we do a bit more than the 15 points, because every single win that you do in the 8 games that you are playing is 2 million more on top of the participation bonus that you have. And you know, with that, more you win, more you have possibilities to immediately go to the knockout stages. Will be super important to avoid the playoffs. When I'm telling you all of that, that it's important to also play for the money, is because yesterday we heard the words of Damien Comolli. He spoke to a lot of journalists, he spoke in a lot of languages, he spoke in a perfect Spanish, in a perfect French, luckily, because that's his language. He spoke in English. He didn't speak in Italian, but he answered Italian journalists in English, which means that he understands perfectly the language. And he said a lot of things. I called it, and maybe I will call also the video like that, brutally honest. Brutally honest, Damien Comolli. Now I am in the hotel, I traveled, I'm extremely tired, and I need also to go, because in 30 minutes I need to go down to my next point. So we will not go to analyzing word by word what he said, but just to make you a recap of the highlights and skills of what he said yesterday to the microphones after the draws of Champions League in Monte Carlo, in Monaco. Well, he said that for Colomoni, we don't know. We don't know. That's the real situation. We don't know, because there were some talks with the Paris Saint-Germain, but at the moment they didn't find a solution. So they will continue until Monday. Everything can happen. A lot can happen, not only for Colomani, but Mercato is crazy. Not that he said Mercato is crazy, but that's what he actually meant. But the thing that was a bit scared and actually made all the Juventini feeling an extreme cold. It's not Jonathan David, Iceman, but are the words of Damien Comolli, because he said we must pay close attention regarding to our financial situation, especially because of the financial fair play, something that I really want to explain to you in a dedicated video for this season 25-26, but especially for 26-27. So not only he's telling us, ragazzi, we cannot do the mercato that we want this season. Some people will say it's a new management, we come from, you know, some difficulty that we had in the past, some mistakes that were made in the past. It's okay, next season will be better. No, because he already tell you, he already warn you, pay attention, because 26-27 will be even more difficult for that financial fair play. So every euro counts. That's what he's telling us, and therefore we must be extremely careful. Randall is a top striker, top level striker, but these strikers, they cost a lot of money. We already have 2 good players, that we said. We have Dusan Vlahovic and we have Jonathan David that we took on a free transfer, and we are happy with both of these players. That's what he said about the striker situation, about Colomwani, about Dusan Vlahovic. To another paper, he said that 99% he stay with us, and we are happy about that. Guys, what do you want him to say? No, I'm not happy. Look, in terms of performances, it could even make sense. Dusan Vlahovic that will try to do everything that he can in that last year of contract to go and earn what he wants to earn in a club now, but then nobody is able to give him. So I'm not sure that Dusan Vlahovic is a big supporter of having Colomwani back, because he wants to be that second player that could potentially be the first player at Juve also for that last year. But the problem is not that. The problem is that today we are not able, at today, and Damien Comolli told us really clearly, to compete for Mikau said that goes for 30 million euro to Villarreal. We are not able to compete for Zhegrova, and that's maybe the news that I can tell you now from what I heard. Zhegrova is over. It's over. And Zhegrova costed you between 15, max 17 million euro. And it's a player that you cannot go for, that even if everything was done, even if there was a real interest, even if there was a first verbal offer and the player was okay and you had the contract, everything was done yet, but at the end you cannot. And why you cannot? Because Dusan Vlahovic is there, because Nico Gonzalez is there. Fabrizio Romano telling us today there is still a chance that he leaves, but not at the condition of Atletico Madrid, at the conditions of Juve. But the problem is that Simeone, Atletico Madrid, they don't want to meet the conditions of Juve that are, we sell. Because the reality is that we didn't sell enough immediately in terms of cash, which is a real problem. I could tell you, yes, Savona to Nottingham for 15 million euro plus 10% of the bonus, resale or whatever, I don't know. But the reality is that then Is he telling us that the mercato is closed? Comolli, no, that's not what he told us. He didn't say that. But is he telling us that we will do fantastic things? No. He's brutally honest. He told us the situation like it is. And it hurts to hear that from Juve, and that's why I'm telling you, better to do really well in Champions League, to go as far as possible, because every euro counts. Were the words of Damien Comolli, but I tell you, every single game of Champions League now counts. It will not be enough to qualify for the playoffs. It will not be enough to have enough points to do well. No. You need to go and try to win every single game, because better you do, better it is. For what? Because the financial fair play is important. What you have in terms of revenues. So how can you go with revenues? Selling players, trading players is one thing, but then also increasing the revenues with shirts that you are selling with this, but also with the games that you can win in some competitions like La Coppa Italia, like arriving first in Serie A, which today is really difficult because we don't have a complete team. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say in that mini video here in Canada, the first one. Every single euro counts and every single game will count. So the players, if they want to help to build a better future for Juve at short term, because long term is not the problem, it's the short term. They will need to play every single game like it's the last game of their life. And that's why I'm happy to see Stefan Lichtsteiner, one that was playing every single minute like it was the last one of his life. Ragazzi, if you enjoyed, please put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the video. Grazie, forza. Juve. Ciao.